Welcome back to Risk and Resilience. I'm your host, InfoSec Fox, and you're tuned into the weekly update where I bring to you the latest and the most crucial developments in cybersecurity and technology. This week, I've got a packed episode covering some of the most interesting cybersecurity events and developments from this week. First up, we're diving straight into an incident that recently occurred at the Internet Archive. On October the 9th, 2024, the Internet Archive experienced a significant security breach affecting 31 million accounts. Visitors to the site were met with a pop-up message stating, "Have you ever felt like the Internet Archive runs on sticks and is constantly on the verge of suffering a catastrophic security breach? It just happened." This alarming notice came directly from Brewster Hale, the founder of the Internet Archive. The breach occurred through a JavaScript library that had been exploited to deface the website. In addition to the defacement, the Internet Archive was simultaneously under a DDoS attack, which had been ongoing for several days. For those unfamiliar, a DDoS attack happens when multiple systems flood a website with traffic, overwhelming it and causing it to slow down or crash. But what exactly was compromised? According to reports, the exposed data included email addresses, screen names, password change timestamps, and bcrypt hashed passwords. For context, bcrypt is a secure method for storing password, but if the underlying data is leaked, it can still pose a significant risk to users. Now, how did this happen? The breach was tied to a file sent to Troy Hunt, the operator of the website Have I Been Pawned. This site allows users to check if their information has been leaked in the past data breaches. Hunt received a file containing a data for 31 million accounts 9 days prior to the breach announcement. After validating the information against user accounts, he contacted the Internet Archive, which led to the chaos we witnessed. As of 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, US time zone, on the day of the breach, the pop-up message had been removed, but the site was still largely offline, displaying messages indicating that services were temporarily unavailable. The team at the Internet Archive was clearly working hard to mitigate the damage and secure their systems. Jason Scott, an archivist and software curator at the Internet Archive, commented on the ongoing DDoS attack. He noted on Mastodon that it seemed to be occurring just to do it, with no demands or clear motives. This incident underscores the vulnerability of even the most important online resources. What does this breach mean for users involved? If you're one of the 31 million affected, it's crucial to take action. Change your password immediately and consider enabling two-factor authentication on your accounts. Monitoring your accounts also for suspicious activity is also highly recommended. Moving forward, the implications for organizations holding sensitive data are significant. The Internet Archive has already taken steps to disable the JavaScript library responsible for the defacement and is scrubbing its systems while enhancing security measures. As for the attackers, while the identity of the individual or group behind the breach remains unclear, an account on X named SN_BlackMeta claimed responsibility. They hinted at further disruptions, raising questions about their motivations, whether they're simply looking to create chaos or have a deeper agenda. Now, let's shift gears to some positive news in the fight against online scams and fraud. On October the 9th, Google announced the launch of Global Signal Exchange, or GSE. This new project is a partnership with Global Anti-Scam Alliance, GASA, and the DNS Research Federation, DNSRF. Together, they aim to create a centralized platform to share signals related to online scams and fraudulent activities. This is a significant step forward in the fight against scams, which have a devastating impact on individuals and communities worldwide. One of the key goals of the Global Signal Exchange is to serve as a clearinghouse for bad actor signals related to online scams. Google has become the first founding members of this initiative. By pooling resources and expertise, the GSE aims to facilitate quicker identification and disruption of fraudulent activities across various sectors and platforms. This collaborative effort will leverage GSA's extensive network, DNSRF's robust data platform with over 40 million signals, and Google's extensive experience in combating scams. But why is this collaboration so important? Scams are not just a digital nuisance, they can lead to real-world harm, affecting people's finances, privacy, and security. By creating a centralized platform, the GSC will improve the sharing of abuse signals, making it easier for organizations to work together and combat these threats effectively. In recent pilot program, Google was able to share over 100,000 URLs of bad shopping merchants while also ingesting 1 million scam signals into the system. This is just the beginning. As they gain more experience from this pilot, they plan to expand the data shared, including information from various Google products. The data engine that powers the global signal exchange operates on the Google Cloud platform. This means participants will benefit from advanced AI capabilities, allowing them to identify patterns and match signals more intelligently. This approach will enhance the speed and accuracy of detecting and responding to fraudulent activities online. As part of this initiative, Google is also providing funding to support both the DNS Research Federation and GASA, ensuring they have the resources they need to make the global signal exchange effective. This includes establishing partnerships for sending and receiving signals related to scams across relevant products and services. Now let's talk about cross-account protection, another critical aspect of Google's efforts to fight scams. Announced earlier this year, cross-account protection is a tool designed to facilitate ongoing cooperation between platforms in combating abuse. Currently, this tool is actively protecting 3.2 billion users across various sites and apps where they sign in with their Google accounts. Cross-account protection is free and automatically available when sites and apps integrate the Sign In with Google feature. This allows Google to share security notifications about suspicious events in a privacy-preserving manner. It is important to note that this feature enhances safety not just on Google platforms, but across the internet. Third-party apps and services like Canva and EA Sports are partnering with Google to leverage suspicious event detection to protect users from cyber criminals. You can check which sites and apps support cross-account protection in your Google account settings, giving you more control and awareness of your online security. Moving on to some urgent cybersecurity news that affects millions of users and organizations. If you're working in IT or just interested in network security, please pay close attention to these critical updates. On October the 10th, the US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, added a critical security flaw impacting Fortinet products to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. This vulnerability is tracked as CVE 2024-23113 and carries a high CVSS score of 9.8, which indicates a severe risk level. The flaw allows for remote code execution and affects FortiOS, FortiPAM, FortiProxy, and FortiWeb. So what does this mean? The vulnerability stems from a format string error in the FortiOS FGFMD daemon. Essentially, this allows a remote, unauthenticated attacker to execute arbitrary code or commands by sending specially crafted requests. Fortinet first acknowledged this flaw back in February, but now CISA has confirmed that it is actively being exploited in the wild. In response to the seriousness of this threat, federal, civilian, executive branch agencies have been mandated to apply the vendor-provided mitigations by October the 30th, 2024. This is crucial for the optimum protection against the potential attacks. However, but that's not all. On the same day, Palo Alto Networks disclosed several critical vulnerabilities in the Expedition product. These flaws could allow attackers to read sensitive information such as usernames, clear text passwords, and device configuration. Palo Alto Networks has also reported that the vulnerabilities could permit the writing of arbitrary files to temporary storage locations on the system. Here's a breakdown of the key vulnerabilities found in Expedition. CVE 2024-9463 has a CVS score of 9.9, which is an OS command injection vulnerability allowing an unauthenticated attack to run arbitrary command as root. CVE 2024-9464, which has a CVSS score of 9.3, which is another OS command injection vulnerability, but this one allows an unauthenticated attacker to run arbitrary commands as a root. CVE 2024-9465, which has a CVSS score of 9.2, is an SQL injection vulnerability that lets an unauthenticated attacker reveal expedition database contents. CVE 2024-9466, which has a CVSS score of 8.2, which is a vulnerability related to the clear text storage of the sensitive information, allowing authenticated attackers to expose usernames, passwords, and API keys. And finally, CVE 2024-9467, which has a CVSS score of 7.0, a reflected cross-site scripting vulnerability that could execute malicious JavaScript if an authenticated user clicks a harmful link leading to a potential session theft. Palo Alto Networks credited several researchers for discovering these vulnerabilities, including Zach Hanley of Horizon3.ai. While there are no current evidence that these issues have been exploited in the wild, steps to reproduce them are publicly available, raising concerns about their potential misuse. Currently, about 23 expedition servers are exposed to the internet, and these are primarily located in the US, Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, and Australia. So to mitigate the risks, users are advised to limit access to authorized users and networks and shut down the software when not in active use. In another update, Cisco has released patches for critical command execution flaw in its Nexus dashboard fabric controller. This vulnerability, tracked as CVE 2024-20432, also carries a CVSS score of 9.9. It allows an authenticated low-privileged remote attacker to perform command injection attacks against effective devices. Cisco noted that an attacker could exploit this vulnerability by submitting crafted commands to an effective REST API endpoint or through the web UI. If successful, this could allow the attacker to execute arbitrary commands on the command line interface of a Cisco NDFS managed device with a network admin privilege. Now let's turn our attention to Microsoft's recent security updates. On October the 8th, 2024, Microsoft rolled out its monthly Patch Tuesday, addressing over 118 vulnerabilities in total, which includes 5 0 days, and of which 2 are currently being exploited in the wild. Let's break down the details. So in this month's update, it includes 43 remote code execution vulnerabilities, 28 elevation of privilege vulnerabilities, 7 security feature bypass vulnerabilities, 6 information disclosure, 26 denial of service, and 7 spoofing vulnerabilities. It's important to note that these numbers do not include the 3 edge flaws fixed earlier on October the 3rd. So among the critical updates are 5 0-day vulnerabilities. Microsoft defines a 0-day as one that has been publicly disclosed or actively exploited before the official fix is available. So the 2 actively exploited 0 days in today's podcast updates are CVE 2024-43573. This is a spoofing vulnerability in the Windows MS-HTML platform. While Microsoft hasn't disclosed much information about how it is being exploited, the vulnerability involves components still present in Windows that are previously used by Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge. There are concerns that it might be linked to a previous vulnerability that allowed spoofing of file extensions in alerts when opening files. CVE 2024-43572, this vulnerability allows malicious Microsoft Saved Console or MSC files to execute remote code on affected devices. Microsoft has addressed this flaw by preventing untrusted MSC files from being opened. This vulnerability was disclosed by researchers known as Andreas and Shady. 3 other publicly disclosed vulnerabilities. I think the remaining 3 vulnerabilities were publicly disclosed but not actively exploited. So these were CVE 2024-6197, which is a remote code execution flaw in libcurl, which could execute commands when connected to a malicious server, and Microsoft has updated libcurl updates to address this. CVE 2024-20659, a security feature bypass vulnerability in Windows Hyper-V. This issue could allow an attacker with physical access to bypass UEFI protections, potentially compromising the hypervisor and secure kernel. And CVE 2024-43583, an elevation of privilege vulnerability related to WinLogon, which could grant attackers system privileges in Windows. To protect against this, administrators need to enable a Microsoft first-party input method editor or IME on devices. And in addition to Microsoft, I think several other vendors also release updates and advisories in October as well. So Cisco has released some security updates for various products, including the Meraki MX and Z series teleworker gateway. Daytrack patched 14 vulnerabilities in multiple router models. Fortinet fixed 4 vulnerabilities across various firmware with no active exploitation reported. Ivanti issued security updates to 430 days that have been actively exploited, and SAP provided security updates for multiple products as part of their October patch day. Now, let's shift our focus to a significant development in the UK financial sector. The Bank of England, in collaboration with UK Finance, HM Treasury and the Financial Conduct Authority, has initiated the SIMEX 24 simulation exercise. This event focuses on assessing the sector's ability to respond to a major infrastructure failure that would necessitate a complete shutdown and restart of financial operations across the UK. So, to give you some background and objectives, SIMEX is orchestrated by the Cross-Market Operational Resilience Group, CMORG, a strategic partnership founded in 2015 by the Bank of England. This exercise is part of an ongoing program designed to explore the financial sector's response to some of the most challenging scenarios outlined in the UK government's National Risk Register. The primary goal of this exercise and broader resilience program are to ensure that the collective response tools are in place for disruptive events, enhance the operational resilience of the financial sector, and also foster a stable financial system that the public can rely on during crisis. So, one of the statements from the key officials, Sam Woods, the Deputy Governor of the Prudential Regulation and CEO of the Prudential Regulation Authority, emphasised the importance of preparing for a wide range of risks. He stated, "It is vital to prepare our response to a wide range of risks, including the most challenging scenarios." Woods highlighted that SIMEX provides a unique opportunity for the banking sector and authorities to practice protecting and defending services crucial to the economy. David Postins, the Chief Executive of UK Finance, echoed these sentiments, noting that a resilient financial sector is crucial in a modern economy and a continual area of focus for the financial service industry. He stressed that the sector-wide exercise is essential for effectively responding to any potential incidents that could impact the UK's financial system and its customers. The CMORG plays a vital role in enhancing the operational resilience of the UK financial sector through the collective action. This also includes identifying systemic risk, developing solutions to support sector-wide mitigation strategies, sharing capabilities and knowledge across the industry, and CMORG also oversees the sector response framework, which is crucial for coordinating responses to systemic incidences. This framework was specifically exercised during SIMEX to ensure that the UK's financial services industry is prepared to respond effectively to severe disruptions. Moving on to another significant development in the financial sector, we have news about a cyber attack on MoneyGram. In late September, MoneyGram was forced to take its system offline due to what they described as a cybersecurity issue. Following an investigation, the company has now revealed that the hackers successfully accessed and acquired personal information from a number of customers. The breach has led to the theft of various types of sensitive information, including names, contact information, dates of birth, national identification numbers, copies of the government-issued identification documents, utility bills, and other identification documents, bank account numbers, plus MoneyGram plus rewards numbers, transaction information for a limited number of consumers. In light of this incident, MoneyGram has advised its customers to remain vigilant regarding their personal information, Additionally, the company is offering 2 years of complimentary identity monitoring services to those affected. As the world's second largest money transfer operator, MoneyGram serves more than 50 million users, facilitating over 200 billion in transfers each year. However, this cyber attack has already resulted in tangible business consequences, including the UK's Post Office deciding not to renew a long-term partnership with the company. Now, let's shift our focus to an exciting development in the field of AI security. On October the 2nd, MITRE's Centre for Threat-Informed Defence announced the AI Incident Sharing Initiative, which is a groundbreaking effort designed to enhance community knowledge of threats and defences for AI-enabled systems. This initiative is a collaboration with over 15 companies aimed at improving the collective awareness of threats to AI systems. It's part of the broader Secure AI project, which began in June 2024 and leverages MITRE Atlas for enhanced threat management. So the objectives of the AI Incident Sharing Initiative: the main goal of the AI Incident Sharing Initiative is to facilitate the rapid and protected sharing of information regarding attacks or incidents involving AI-enabled systems. So this effort builds on 2 years of previous collaboration with the MITRE Atlas community, which enabling faster characterization and sharing of anonymized incidents. Expanding the Atlas threat framework in conjunction with the AI Incident Sharing Initiative, the Secure AI collaboration has updated the Atlas threat framework. This framework serves as a community knowledge base for adversary behaviors similar to MITRE ATT&CK. Security professionals, developers, and operators can utilize this framework to better protect AI-enabled systems. New generative AI-focused case studies and attack techniques have been added to the Atlas knowledge base, along with innovative methods for mitigating attacks on AI systems. MITRE previously collaborated with Microsoft to enhance this knowledge base, with updates released in November 2023. Notable collaborators: the Secure AI project includes prominent organizations such as Attack IQ, BlueRock, Booz Allen Hamilton, Cato Networks, Citigroup, Cloud Security Alliance, CrowdStrike, FSISAC, Fujitsu, HCA Healthcare, Hidden Layer, Intel, JP Morgan Chase Bank, Microsoft, Standard Chartered, and Verizon Business. Douglas Robbins, Vice President of MITRE Labs, emphasized the importance of managing potential incidents, stating, "Standardized and rapid information sharing about incidents will allow the entire community to improve the collective defense of such systems and mitigate external harms." Under the MITRE Atlas AI Incident Sharing Initiative, a trusted community of contributors will receive protected and anonymized data on real-world AI incidents. Any organization can submit an incident via the public incident sharing site. Upon submission, the organization may consider for membership in the community of data receivers. Now let's turn our attention to one of the most important legislation development in the UK. On September the 30th, the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology published details about the forthcoming cybersecurity and resilience bill aimed at enhancing the nation's cyber defences and safeguarding essential public services. So it was announced during the July 2024 King's Speech. The bill responds to the increasing cyber threats facing the UK, including attacks from cyber criminals and state actors targeting vital infrastructure and services. The UK has seen a surge in cyber attacks over the past 18 months, which has been affecting hospitals, universities, local government authorities, and government institutions. Recent attacks on the NHS and the Ministry of Defence have demonstrated the severe impact these breaches can have. As technology evolves, current laws lag behind, necessitating immediate action to address vulnerabilities and secure digital economy, which is essential for growth. The Cybersecurity and Resilience Bill aims to strengthen the defences and ensures that the essential digital services are protected. So here's how they plan to achieve this. The bill will broaden the scope of existing regulations to encompass more digital services and supply chains, recognising them as attractive targets for attackers. This is vital to preventing incidents similar to recent ransomware attacks on public services. Regulators will also be given a stronger mandate to ensure that the essential cyber safety measures are implemented. This could include cost recovery mechanisms to provide necessary resources and powers to proactively investigate potential vulnerabilities. The bill will require increased reporting of cyber incidents, giving the government better data on attacks, including ransomware situations. This aims to enhance the understanding of the threat landscape and alert the public and authorities to potential dangers. So, the current cybersecurity regulations are essential for safeguarding the UK's critical national infrastructure, and they cover 5 major sectors, which are transport, energy, water, health, and digital infrastructure. Additionally, they encompass some digital services, including online marketplaces and cloud computing services. 12 regulators are responsible for enforcing these regulations. The hostile cyber actors have increasingly targeted critical sectors, as evidenced by high-profile attacks on the London hospitals and the Ministry of Defence. For instance, a ransomware attack affecting the NHS in June led to the postponement of over 10,000 outpatient appointments and 1,693 elective procedures. The estimated cost of cyber attacks in the UK was £27 billion per annum back in 2011, a figure likely to have increased significantly since. Felicity Oswald, CEO of the National Cybersecurity Centre, NCSE, recently warned that providers of essential services cannot afford to ignore the heightened threat from hostile states and state-sponsored actors. 2 post-implementation reviews conducted in 2020 and 2022 highlighted that while the original regulations positively impacted UK resilience, progress has been insignificant. The 2022 review noted that updates are necessary to keep pace with evolving threats. Alarmingly, just over half of essential service operators have updated or strengthened their policies and processes since the regulations were established back in 2018. And that wraps up our cybersecurity roundup for this week. Until next week, this is InfoSec Fox signing off. Bye.